Hello, my name is David Lance, and I want to thank you for taking a moment to preview this course. About 25 years ago, it entered into my mind that I could write a book on leadership based on the leadership principles as found in the life of Moses. I'd been teaching a course on leadership principles from Moses in an adult Sunday school class in my church, and so I naturally thought that I could write a book on the subject. And so I began collecting my notes, writing up an outline, and beginning the process of writing the book. Well, I hadn't gotten very far with the process when a friend contacted me and asked me if I would consider becoming the state director of a not-for-profit group here in Indiana that was being organized by a national pro-family public policy group looking to create state organizations around the country. Well, of course, I said yes, put the book project to the side, and then, like Moses, thought that I could do all of the work in my own strength. I also learned, like Moses, that I could not do it alone. You see, in my own arrogance, at first, I thought I could write a book on leadership without ever having myself led anything at all. But then, after 4 years of being the state director of the Indiana Christian Coalition, God had led me through the trials and travails of creating and leading a ministry organization from scratch. And so, as I looked at the situation between myself and Moses, at least from my perspective, I could see some similarities. For example, Moses had it enter into his mind at the age of 40 that because he was the prince of Egypt, he could just lead the children of Israel out of bondage into the promised land. But God took Moses out of Egypt and put him into the wilderness for 40 years, where Moses could unlearn all the knowledge and wisdom of the Egyptians, so that when God met Moses at the burning bush, Moses would be ready for God to remold him into the kind of leader that God could use. In my own case, I have a master's degree in public administration. I have a lot of knowledge about the public policy issues of the day. I've been a professional lobbyist, and I'm an award-winning public speaker. So from my perspective, I had all the tools to succeed. But then, after the man who was going to fund my startup's business went bankrupt, so he was not able to provide me the finances he had promised, after I was audited by the IRS, and after I'd pretty much run through the finances of my family, I discovered that I didn't need self-confidence to run the organization. I needed God confidence if I was going to successfully lead the ministry with which I had been entrusted. And so, you see, God had transformed me, showing me that I needed to apply the principle of cooperative effort, creating relationships with others so that I could build and lead ministry teams. This course, then, as well as my book, Think Like Jesus, Lead Like Moses, is an outgrowth of that learning experience where God reshaped me and remolded me into the kind of leader that he could use. As you look at this course, let me encourage you with the words of Moses' father-in-law, Jethro, who in Exodus 18:23 said, "If you follow this advice, and God so directs, then you will be able to withstand the pressures, and you and all these people will go to your place in peace." And so, if you've been suffering from the "I can do it all in my own strength" syndrome, then let me encourage you that as you take pursuing your mission from God, that you do so with other co-workers in your ministry, so that together you can learn and apply the principle of cooperative effort as you lead your ministry into the promised land.